We're almost at places. 10 seconds.
Best of luck.
Somebody check the doorbell.
6, 5,
Go to black.
4, 3.
You need Cellulube.
Hi, I'm Cookie Masterson, and I gave Stella her groove back. Oh good, you're all alone. Now I was just about to do some laundry. This'll be much more fun. And today's wrong answer of the game is being brought to you by
Herbs. They are seriously, totally just herbs used for wholesome baking. We swear.
Pick the wrong answer associated with our sponsor to win a fabulous prize and big cash. All right, let's do this thing. First, make pranks, not war. Suppose you could travel back in time with some toilet paper. How might you TP Sitting Bull's teepee? Take some Charmin to the Cheyenne, take some Soft and Gentle to the Sioux, take some Angel Soft to the Apache, or take some Cottonelle to the... Sitting Bull, perhaps the most famous of all Native American leaders, is of the Sioux Nation. You could also go back in time with some modern toilets so Sitting Bull could spend less time as Squatting Bull. Coming up, Baby made a mess in his portfolio. I don't think that E-Trade baby should be sitting around relying on somebody else to make a movie about him and get rich. I think he should just be investing in his own thrilling biopic. Suppose the E-Trade baby uses all his earnings to produce a movie remake. If it makes as much international box office money as the original, which film would be most profitable? E-Trade Baby Mama, Rosemary's E-Trade Baby, 3 Men and an E-Trade Baby, or $1 Million E-Trade Baby? $1 Million Baby was outclassed by 3 Men and a Baby in the US, but worldwide, $1 Million Baby crushed it with over $200 million in gross revenue. I would love to see a movie starring the E-Trade Baby. I would also like to light myself on fire. Here's one I like to call The Sport of Larry Kings. If Larry King learned karate and started competing but refused to wear a belt, how would you know he had reached the highest rank? He'd be wearing gold suspenders, he'd be wearing white suspenders, he'd be wearing green suspenders, or he'd be wearing brown suspenders. Green suspenders? Look, Larry King is a lot of things, but he's not a leprechaun. This would have worked. Brown is the highest ranking color underneath black, and since Larry King doesn't compromise his style, they would be brown suspenders. Wax on, wax off is actually the instructions written on one of Larry King's prescription bottles. Everybody quattro, hey! It's time for The Hills Need Bifocals. Which of the following hills have eyes? Vatican Hill, Capitol Hill, Parliament Hill, or Kremlin Hill? Parliamentary procedure states all laws must be passed with either an aye or a nay, and Parliament Hill, the home of the Canadian Parliament, is no exception. So, I guess Canadians would say, I vote aye, eh? I vote.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Take a stab at sleeping with the fishes, and it's a this or that. I'm going to read off 7 animals. For each one, you need to tell me if the singular and plural version of the animal are the same, or if the singular and plural versions are different. If the singular and plural versions are the same, press 1. If the singular and plural versions are different, press the number 2. For each one you get right, I'll give you 300 monies. Get it wrong, and I'll be docking you 300. Oh, and be as quick as a gaggle of cheetahs. The faster you go, the richer you'll be. Okay, let's move. Moose. Mouse. Goose. Deer. Sheep. Bison. Ox. Platypuses. Also, more than one octopus are called octopi. Octopi. We've finished round 1. And you're doing pretty well, probably because there's no competition. Don't forget, in round 2, all the cash is doubled. All right, you ready? Too bad. And on its way, what happens in England stays in England. You know, marrying Henry VIII was quite a gamble. Which of these roulette bets has roughly the same odds as the odds of being beheaded after marrying Henry VIII? Evens, 1 through 12, red, or 00? There's about a 1 in 3 chance of winning this bet, and King Henry VIII had 2 of his 6 wives beheaded. Just goes to show you, ladies, a good divorce lawyer will make all the difference. I call this one, my number's been retired. Can I have yours?
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
Okay, now sometimes these order questions can be a little tough, so I'm adding $1,000 for a correct answer. Put these famous athletes in order of the numbers they wore, starting with the lowest. Dan Marino, Babe Ruth, Michael Jordan. Babe Ruth, Michael Jordan, Dan Marino, Michael Jordan. This answer has a nickname. It's the Great Bambino. Let me show you something. Their numbers were 3, 13, and 23 respectively. That's also the same order you'd put them in for how important the Looney Tunes were in their careers.
Plucking chickens, picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
May I introduce... I shudder to think. If Shutter Island were actually an educational film about shutter speeds on a camera, which sequel would you watch to learn how much or how little your camera lens should open? Aspect ratio ridge, depth of fields, aliasing valley, or aperture falls? The aperture setting on a camera determines how much the lens should open when taking a particular picture. I love movies with twist endings. That's why I keep demanding that this game end with a twist. And you'll find out that twist after the 72nd and final episode.
Cookie, sorry to interrupt. There are actually 73 episodes in the game.
Oh, spoiler alert, Bob!
Scrolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, I'm not nice.
Let's try geographically accurate fashion. I love those collared shirts that have a little animal on the chest. It's like I have a little pet, or that I only have one nipple and it's in the shape of a tiny man riding a horse. Suppose you could only buy animal logo shirts if the animal were native to the country in which you were shopping. Which of these shirts would you not be able to buy? A Le Tigre tiger shirt in a Japanese Bloomingdale's? An American Eagle bald eagle shirt in a Canadian mall? A Lacoste alligator shirt in a Chinese Macy's? Or an Express for Men lion shirt at a mall in Kenya? Watch your that'll cost you. It was begging to be picked. The tiger is native to India, Russia, and other parts of Asia, but not Japan. Which is a really good thing because tigers are terrible at karaoke.
Hold me, never let me go. Am I dreaming?
And now, rhymes with cabbage. I feel bad for the really smart people from the 1800s who, if they were alive today, would be very rich and very famous. Instead, they rode horses and got syphilis. If Charles Babbage were alive today, what would his personalized Porsche license plate probably say? Aviator, radiate, ahoy mate, or calculate? Charles Babbage created the first real working calculating machine and is known as the father of computing. Point of fact, the calculator was invented by accident when Babbage was trying to create a machine that could spell boobs with upside-down numbers. Welcome to the attack. When you see 2 clues that match, press 1. 4,000 big ones if you're right, 4,000 gone if you're wrong. And don't forget,
remember the clue.
It's gotta be a match that fits this clue. You're gonna stick that where? Scopes can get to some pretty hard-to-reach places. Good luck. There it is! You nailed it! You're either a doctor or someone who just likes to get their orifices scoped.
You don't know Jack!
That's a wrap. Donnie, what's happening?
All right then. Have you any tinkling for jumping back into the proceedings?
Extremely secretive and expensive government research suggests that cats like gum. More on that tonight.
Hi, Anthony Matterhorn here for Bloodco, the Tri-County's #1 resource for your commercial blood needs. And right now, we got more blood than we know what to do with. We got in buckets, baggies, pots, and pans. You name it, it's filled with blood. It's a bloody mess at Bloodco. And I don't mean in a British way. I mean in a there's stuff that was once circulating through a living thing all over the place way. Having a party? Need a transfusion? Come to Bloodco. We don't ask questions. Need lamb's blood? We probably have it. We don't really keep track of that sort of thing. Bloodco. We got blood. Why don't you know where it came from? Bloodco. When you need blood, you gotta go to Bloodco. Bloodco.
In 2002, a film came out that changed the genre of fantasy suspense forever.
Mine the sunlight as it dies, a wary sight for weary eyes.
No, witch, you will not weaken me.
Salazar, throw me the pendant!
That film was Witch's Wheel 2. You probably don't remember the original Witch's Wheel. It was kind of a mess. But the sequel has left audiences wondering what happens next for nearly 10 years. This summer, the wait is over. Chauncey Zeigman presents Witch's Wheel 2. 2.
The silence of these woods is suspicious.
Salazar, 3 L's!
Quickly, Warlock, an incantation.
This July, prepare yourselves for Witch's Wheel 2. 2. The sequel to the sequel.
Morning, Ted. Oh, you look horrible. Rough night last night?
You bet. It was Carol's and my anniversary, and we didn't get any sleep.
Sounds great.
You'd think, but I don't know. Nighttime's just not the same as it used to be.
Sounds like you need some nighttime putty.
Nighttime whaty?
Nighttime putty. It's just like regular putty, but for nighttime.
Huh, how's it work?
Here, I'll show you. See, because nighttime putty's made from a water-soluble, stain-proof plasticine polymer, I can mold it around this area here, or even back here, and up over this, for a fit that goes on smooth and stays secure all night long.
I see. Whoa, what's that part for?
I thought you'd ask about that. Look, if I bend this back here and open this flap, ta-da!
Oh my gosh, how'd that get in there?
Beats me.
Wow, Dan, you sure know a lot about nighttime putty.
Hey, my late night buddy is nighttime putty.
Oh, Dan.
Fact.
All babies are beautiful.
Fact.
Tanning beds
are dangerous.
Fact.
Those last two facts are false. Do you love your pasty white baby? You shouldn't. It's so ugly it wants me to make vomit noises. Gag, puke. Hi, I'm Bernie from Bernie's Baby Browning Tanning Beds. A healthy glow courtesy of me, Bernie, and my tanning bed will do wonders for your baby's lovability, not to mention the compliments. My Baby Browning tanning beds are as natural as the sun, concentrated into high-powered light bulbs radiating directly into your baby or infant skin from inches away. So come to Bernie's. It's a perfect time to say goodbye to those pesky diaper lines and say hello to a happy, sexy baby.
This week on Racist Doctor.
Doctor, we're losing him.
We've tried everything. Isn't it obvious? This has lupus.
But will this be Racist Doctor's last patient?
We're gonna have to fire him.
Why?
He's a terrible racist.
But he's an amazing doctor.
Don't miss the season finale of Racist Doctor.
Give it to me straight, Doc. Am I gonna live?
I promise you I'll do everything in my power to save you so you can keep living your miserable life.
Thanks?
And nothing can prepare you for the shocking final moments.
You suffered a pretty severe blow to the head after that last surgery. I think I may be losing my ability to be racist.
Racist Doctor.